we're not all the same height.
Yes. Amen.
Okay, I ain't in your backyard. Aren't you glad that we're not all the same complexion?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I'm still scratching where can I get you? Aren't you glad? I'm talking to the brother. That God didn't make everybody a man.
Amen.
I knew I'll get two witnesses. Turn to your neighbor and say, that's diversity. Man, can you imagine what the world would be like if everybody was a man and everybody was 6'2"?
Oh.
It would be a terrible world. That's what God said. And it's not good. I'm so glad God knows when something is not good. That a man should be alone. He said, I will make something else that a man can look at and his heart can start fluttering.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some diversifying here in my creative work. And I'm so glad that God made Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
But you know what the world is doing? It's trying to corrupt the diversity that God has made. And now we're coming up with Adam and Steve. Eve and Eva.
And the animals, they can marry the animals.
But God said, we got to make mankind. He made the man first. Can I just use my imagination for a few minutes? I wasn't there, and neither were you. But I can imagine when God stooped in the dust and put man together. Bulging biceps, triceps, height. And God said, that's good. Yeah, come on. And then he took a second look and said, that's not good. I wish the women would join me together. He said, I can do better than that. And then he went and he started at 25, 32, 25. And when Adam woke up, he said, "Whoa, man." That's where the English people got their woman from. That was Adam exclaiming from looking at God's production of diversity. Paul says this recommendation for oneness is one that promotes diversity, protects diversity. We got to tell the world that diversity begins with God. You know, we're living in a world today, and I know you don't have them anymore, Bill, but I've been pastoring Louisiana for almost 10 years. And you got everything walking around. Talking about that's how God made them. No, he didn't make them like that. They were born like that. But God didn't make them like that. You know how I know that? Because David said in 51 Psalm, I was shapen in iniquity. And in sin did my mother conceive me.